Hello, Lightwalkers. How are you today? My name is Jenny. Welcome to my channel. Lightwalker healing is all about forgiveness, focus, and frequency. So what I like to do sometimes is go to my tarot cards or oracle decks and kind of get messages around some of the things that I talk about in my coaching groups or with my coaching one-on-one clients. Privacy is always kept. I don't share stories with people, but just sometimes topics come up and I thought, a lot of people would learn from some of these things. So let me put some of this information out there for you to, have. So today, what I want to talk about has to do with last night's meeting. I do have a personal transformation coaching group, and it's sort of a mastermind. We talk about all kinds of things. And yesterday, what came up was codependency. Which I think there's a lot to say about that. And I don't really want to get into my feelings about that exactly. Obviously, it's something that if you have codependent traits, those can be a barrier to happiness, is all. I'll leave it at that. But what I did want to talk about was this issue of, are you the type of person who helps someone before and above helping yourself? Let's put it that way. And if you are, what does that do to your life, right? I had brought up last night the analogy that I saw in this movie called The Holiday, which is a fantastic movie. It's kind of old, but if you get a chance to watch it, it's really good, with Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet and Jack Black and Jude Law. And in the movie, there's this part where someone says to the Kate Winslet character, you sound like you're in a supporting role in your own life instead of the leading role, right? Instead of the leading lady. And she was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Everyone should be a leading role in their own life. Like it kind of brought up for me, because in the group we were talking about boundaries and about helping people. And there's some boundary, right, between where your help ends and the energy, like you get sucked in and now you're doing for others, sometimes at the detriment, your own detriment. Like you don't have time or the resources or the money to be helping people, but you find yourself sucked into feeling guilty if I don't help or whatever. So I thought, let's just look and see what messages the tarot cards are going to tell us today around that. Okay. And so we have Lovers. And this is saying a misalignment of values. That's so interesting. That's a really good way of looking at it. Misalignment of values. And the challenge here is really tapping into your inner wisdom. This is the High Priestess, who's all about subconscious. So one of the things that I think of is that you have to love yourself at least as much as you love someone else, if not more. I mean, I would argue more. Just saying, your beliefs could be what's the challenge here. If you've actually placed the needs of others above your own. And, some people do it for the praise, right? Some people do it because they feel really good to be known as that really helpful friend, or, oh my God, she's the best. You're the best. You always go out your way. You always do, or they perceive themselves as being humble servants here to do good for everybody else. But I'm talking about if this is getting in the way of you actually managing your own life, to where you're not the leading role in your own life. You're putting everyone's needs above your own, which is a burden. And this is like the lowest point. Talk about feeling stabbed in the back, or, that energy of defeat or misfortune, like, because you could be doing it trying to be helpful, but I do think this is also if you're dealing with people who are in the worst way, right? Sometimes some people are just very needy, and sometimes not even through any fault of their own. They're in a life situation. And then you, again, boundaries. Where are you in relationship to what's a healthy boundary, so that you can keep yourself, like the oxygen mask, on you first, so that you can help, but not give someone your entire life force, right? So some people, right, they, in the past, right, someone who's wants it all, they may be influential. And then in this future position, it's funny, this came up before, it's a proposal. It could be speaking about like coming up with a middle ground, or offering, you're offering what is reasonable and doesn't suck you dry, would be the best, I think, way of interpreting that coming up now. So, well, of course, okay. So to finish this up, if everything's falling apart, or mental illness, or some combination of the two, right? People need help. And we come in and we want to help. And what I'm suggesting is that you can make an offer to help, but you need to be in alignment with your own values, and those values need to include self-love and honoring your own time and resources in a way so that you are still the leading role in your own life. Here we have, holding on, that contracted energy, trying to create stability, and boundaries. The key word, boundaries, right? What other people see, and this happens a lot, right? Have you ever met someone who may not have something that you have, or they think you have something that they want something from you, and they think you're just carefree and have tons of money and you just have everything going for you. You have zero problems and I have all the problems. And those are the kinds of people who, yes, you can help them, but you need to be very clear on your boundaries so that you don't give yourself away and then have nothing left for yourself, or your family and loved ones, right? And then ultimately, it's talking about being down to earth, a caring person, right? You can still be caring. But look at the big picture, right? And it's funny because I just remembered this card here. This is the Four of Pentacles, and it is a holding on energy, but it also looks like a camera, right? And like, you're starring role in your own movie of life. Boundaries. Yeah. Okay. So everything we're kind of talking about here, looking at the bigger picture, though, can help you actually be a better caregiver or carer or caring person, and not to become a doormat or someone who is just depleted because they gave it all away. You put their needs before your own, and now you got nothing left for yourself, much less someone else to help, right? So I think thinking about proposals, think about your boundaries, thinking about I can do this for you. Like I could meet you on Tuesday and I could do X for you. That's quite different than, what do you need? I'll help you with anything, or I'll do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. So have some boundaries and make offers instead of offer what you can give, without being a detriment to yourself. So I hope that's helpful. I mean, listen, we all know about boundaries and healthy boundaries. That conversation we had last night, though, was interesting because it was that fine line between when am I being helpful and when am I being taken advantage of. So if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, then you probably are, because that's your feelings, your inner wisdom is going, and so if you need help with boundaries or something, just message me, like in the comments below. I always look at comments, or you can reach out to me, and I will see you later. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Bye for now.